Hi everybody and welcome to Heel Heat. My name is George Coles and this is our Ring of Honor show for the week. Let's go right into it. Our first match is for the World Television title. We got Brian Fury, that if you remember won a Fatal 4-Way last week. Proving Ground match gets his shot against Matt Taven. Matt Taven's obviously flanked by Truth Martini and the Hoopla Hotties. I thought this was a very decent match. Brian Fury's actually a really excellent wrestler. He's not someone that's had a lot of national exposure, but he's been going around the indies for quite some time. I think about 10, 12 years to be roughly right, at least that I know of. But him and Matt Taven put on an excellent opening match. Matt Taven picks up the win after some outside interference, a little bit of shenanigans. Seems to go with the character they're building for him. So it was an excellent opener, great way to start off the show, get us right into the Ring of Honor style of matches and the wrestling that we're going to have coming forward. Now after that, we come back from commercial break, and we have Michael Elgin explaining why he didn't accept the title, that when they wanted to just give it to him, that he wanted to set up a tournament. He's talking about how he's going to win, which brings out Kevin Steen, who talks about how he's going to win. And that brings out Michael Bennett with Maria, of course. And he talks about how he's going to win, followed by the Sicilian psychopath, Tommaso Ciampa, who gets up in everybody's face, gets into the camera, talks about how he's going to win. Actually pie faces Bennett before he does that. And then walks off, bumps Steen. And pretty much the end of the segment. I have a feeling going into this tournament that's who the Final Four would have been. I hate to break continuity with the TV show, but we all know what happened to Michael Bennett, so it's obvious why he wasn't one of the guys going forward. But I thought it was awesome, a nice way to show four serious competitors for the world title, and way to get it over, way to get a little bit of their characters out each. Everybody's seen Kevin Steen. Michael Bennett's doing a little bit of a transformation to being a more serious character. Michael Elgin, someone we've seen a little bit of his personality come out. I like to see a little bit more. Tommaso Ciampa, I think he's absolutely awesome. I'm very happy to see him get some mic time, get a little bit of his personality out as well, because let's face it, out of the four guys, he's probably been the least profiled on the Ring of Honor show, and I think he's one of the guys in Ring of Honor that has the brightest futures, to be honest with you. But a nice little segment. Takes place instead of inside Ring of Honor, I'm guessing, because we never had inside Ring of Honor this week. Nice refreshing change of pace, a nice way to go with it. Now speaking of the World Title Tournament, our next two matches were title tournament matchups. Say that 5 times quick. First we have ACH versus Machine Gun Carl Anderson. This was one when I seen the bracket, this was probably the first round match I was most excited for. You have a very absolute clash of styles. Carl Anderson is very much a Japanese strong style wrestler. ACH is a high spot / high paced, almost a lucha style wrestler. And they did not disappoint. They came out, they gave their all. ACH hit some moves. He hit one move, I don't even know what to call it. It was the first time I've ever seen it. Basically kind of a corkscrew front flip off the second rope from the inside to the out. Like I said, I don't know what to call it. Anderson comes back, does several running mafia style kicks to the head, a running power bomb, gets the win after he hits the Ace Crusher, which I thought was absolutely a devastating version of it that he put on to end the match. I really enjoyed this match thoroughly. I enjoy Carl Anderson. I wish he would do more in America. I know he had a little run with Pro Wrestling Guerrilla a couple years back, and he's had a few spots here in Ring of Honor, and I know he makes a ton more money in Japan than he can make here, which I fully understand that. I'd really love to see him more in America. I mean, he's a fantastic wrestler. I think he's one of the absolute best in the world. I love that he's included in this tournament. And of course he goes forward, which was a little bit of a shocker that the outsider beats a Ring of Honor guy. Now our next match, in our main event for the night, is also a world title tournament match. We have Adam Cole versus Mark Briscoe. The storyline going in is Mark Briscoe's concussion, having being cleared for this, and during the course of the match, you see Adam Cole kind of target the head, and basically not so much, it keeps going more to his subtly turning him heel, and doing a little bit of nefarious acts. At one point, Todd Sinclair is checking on Mark Briscoe, and as he's checking on him, Cole hits him with the super kick to the head, and then just a lot of little stuff like that, little nuances to his character. I really enjoy it. I like the slow turn. The commentary on it is absolutely, when Nigel McGuinness and Kevin Kelly, how they're slow, how they're not really calling him out for doing bad things, but they're kind of leaning that way. It's an old school slow turn, and I really am digging it. I've seen some of Adam Cole's heel work in Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, and he's absolutely awesome at it. He's a great face as well, don't get me wrong. He obviously picked up the win here using the head injury to his advantage. I forgot he ended the match with the J Driller, which was that was another thing that the announcers pointed out, sorry about that, as something he did that was a little nefarious, but again, targeting the head of Mark Briscoe, who's coming off of a concussion. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It harkened back to a few months ago when Alberto Del Rio targeted Dolph Ziggler's head when Ziggler was coming off of the concussion, and used that to his advantage. Very similar, very much the same psychology. I really enjoy it. I really like the slow burn on the heel turn with Adam Cole. Another fantastic match. I thought they were 3 for 3, batting 1,000 with the matches on this show. And speaking of that, we're going to go right into it. Our ratings for the week. Our rating for this show for the week. Now, as you know, if you've seen the show before, we have a 1 to 5 scale. 1 being the worst, 5 being the best. I'm giving the show a solid 4. Little room for improvement, but not much. 3 very solid matches, a good promo segment. The only thing I would have liked more, a little bit of the chicanery in the first match, the Truth Martini and the Hoopla Hotties getting involved. I know it's part of Matt Taven's character. However, I think it was the way they did it was a little bit cheesy. And if you watch the show, you'll get what I'm saying. That's the only thing that really stopped this from being a 5 show, in my opinion. Other than that, I thought it was absolutely fabulous. I mean, the 2 title tournament matches were absolutely amazing. Like I said, the 1 was the one I was looking forward to the most. But all in all, I give it a 4 out of 5. Still a great score. A little bit of room for improvement. But altogether, an awesome show. Very well worth watching if you haven't already. And remember, if you haven't and you don't get Ring of Honor in your market, they offer it free on their website every Thursday after they air. So this Thursday, you'll be able to see this week's show that I'm reviewing right now. Sorry if you haven't and you're going to go watch it for the spoilers, but it's still worth it. I guarantee if you watch this knowing these spoilers, you'll still enjoy this show. But basically, that's all I have to say about this. My name is George Coles, and this has been another episode of Heel Heat.